Yeah, I have to agree. And looking at the agent select, it doesn't look as though we're seeing any changes on Gentlemate's side, which is no surprise, really. The only loss that they obviously had on it so far was that overtime loss against BBL yesterday. Fnatic, though, hovering still at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, no changes from the Jet, the Vice, and the KO. That's what they played as well. So, wondering if we're going to stick to the Whaley and the Sova?
I mean, yeah, I think that I don't expect changes this deep into the competition, especially like on the first maps and whatnot, and like with one night turnaround time. But on the Fnatic side, I still have the two people that I want to highlight the most. One, Alpha. Seriously, even on the attack, there is no Thorns that have no bad intentions. On the post plant, when we speaking about that. That kind of synergy that they have with the Boaster and him, the flashes with every single piece that Alpha is putting in the map is being so incredibly intentional. And when we see a double duelist on the left side, we need to highlight Bekash as well as that stopping power. During today, we showed how it worked against Vitality, and probably it's intention that it will work against Gentlemates, and probably a response to that double duelist and double dive.
For sure, yeah. Gentlemates need to realize that they won't be able to run down the clock against this composition that Fnatic have on that attack side because of the stopping power that Fnatic has here. Someone else I want to highlight from Fnatic's side is Crashies, who had an incredible performance on that Abyss yesterday. They had so much map control that at times Vitality couldn't quite figure out where they were. They were getting surprises, which is kind of crazy because Fnatic have always kind of played Abyss in that way. So yeah, I think for Gentlemates, I love the unusual kind of composition. I don't think Fnatic have had to play against anything like that in Kickoff so far. So let's see what adaptations they have.
Absolutely. The road to Masters Santiago does start here, though, for both of these rosters. That really is the stake that we need to put into perspective, because this is a best of 5. Yes, it is in this middle bracket, but if you do lose here, you still have one more chance in that lower bracket. But ultimately, how much more relieving would it be to just play today? You know you can book your tickets. You know you're done. It's over.
I think that energy is very important. We know that Fnatic was given it yesterday. Gentlemates was just the same. We know that the audience has been a huge attribute on that. Yeah, absolutely. So seeing the arena so packed here today for the action is going to play an immense role for both of these teams, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost like having a sixth man when the fans are cheering for you and are on your side, right? So yeah, just having that energy, not only in the server, but being able to hear outside of the server is going to be super valuable to both teams. There's obviously massive fan bases behind both of these organizations.
Yeah, also hopefully both of these teams are feeling a little refreshed and a little rested. I know Vikash hinted at the fact that it was a difficult evening for their roster and also just a quick morning, but this is it. At the end of the day, competition comes down to being able to adapt on the fly and quickly in very small turnaround times. And this is a great testament for both of these teams to them at internationals, whichever one makes it. Because at the end of the day, it is day after day of competition. But the road to that international starts here with Abyss being our first map of this middle bracket final between Fnatic and Gentlemates with our casters, Tansy and Hypok.
Thank you so much for the lead-in. Talking about this one, Mike, I feel like the word endurance comes to my mind.
Again.
Both sides, but still, my mind is looking at Gentlemates here. The fact they've come off of a best-of-5 marathon series, one of the longest recorded in EMEA.
Best-of-5 heartbreak as well, just to add the caveat to that. And again, it's interesting to discuss yesterday about the difference in experience. Gentlemates being the ones to ultimately, I guess, win that discussion. Yes. Then you come into another best-of-5 against one of the most seasoned rosters in the world, globally.
Absolutely.
In terms of best-of-5s, in terms of, again, being up against the ropes, elimination games, and having to get through. So certainly not out of the woods just yet. And another very, very tall order for Gentlemates today.
It's the difficulty of you couldn't hit a worse opponent at a worse time.
Out of the frying pan.
Into the fire. It truly is. So starting off, Fnatic will be on the attacking side, Gentlemates on the defense. And we can't go without saying Martin had a generational impact and performance on this map just yesterday.
Absolutely. Putting up huge numbers for Gentlemates. Hold that thought, though. Already Fnatic able to get behind. Perfect timing on the back of the TP as well here. So almost rolling out the carpet towards A. Couple of members of Gentlemates making moves. Slower approach now on the back of the drone through main.
In the previous series, as of late, for both Fnatic and Gentlemates, they've mostly walked away with those pistols in hand. So this is going to be heavily contested. So far, effective work from Gentlemates, but Fnatic not out of the fight yet. Trades back and forth, and the site now somewhat available for Fnatic.
Alpha still here, though. Beepo's got to do God's work to dig him out. Alpha actually slipping even further and might even call the rotate. Plenty of time left. Not often we say that about Fnatic, but an opportunity here to actually pivot.
And this was something that really stood out to me up against Vitality for Fnatic on this map. Their willingness to hit these rotates, their willingness to kind of call a great game as well. Oh, Bibbo's gonna catch Alpha. That opens up the map now. So Crashies, look, even in the intro, discussing his clutching capability, it's been sky high.
Well, let's see
Glyph and Bibbo have also been very, very solid. So what does he have to work with? So he's got a reveal still in hand, and that's about it. And just that classic. So I don't know how he's going to figure this one out.
Does have the shield, but obviously 2 ghosts on the other side of things. Gotta say, this is stacked against him.
Yeah, biding his time here. They are already out towards heaven, so Crashies gonna hear the drop. Gonna note 1, maybe considering the second, but again, it might be death from above. Isolating 1, spots the second! You saw it! You saw it there, but an excellent beginning for Gentlemates, picking up the first and carrying on a very good pistol round record.
A little bit of mystery there, but Alpha being caught when he tries to transition towards B ultimately makes this so much more difficult. So we get a chance to get the free plant, but Crashy's not many options there. The 1v2 in a classic, he has to play up close and personal. And even there, with Glyph not even checking underneath on the backside of the default. Still an opportunity. And the only internationals Fnatic have missed his partnership, Bangkok and Madrid, which is an insane record in terms of attendance for the organization. Die out here dealt with very quickly. Fnatic stacked up. All but Boaster over towards the A side. No investment here. Just classics to try and make something work, and fully fleshed out in terms of a round 2 purchase here for Gentlemates.
And for Gentlemates, you almost want them to just feel comfort so far, right? They've done that hard fought for first round, came down to a 2v1, well, even a 1v1.
Low-hanging fruit, but these early rounds are very indicative of where the mindset is for Gentlemates in general. So obviously looking for clean rounds, establish some control early on, because it's not something you're given versus Fnatic. Certainly going to be an uphill struggle for them.
Yeah, and it's something I want to see and touch back in on. I know it's almost an intangible to a point, so the analysts out there might be kind of, I don't know, not enjoying the theory of it, but for mates, you know, the human aspect of the game is going to be in more effect. Fnatic, obviously, coming off of a win in a best of 3 is a very different affair. Hitting a 2-0, confidence should be high, and again, very, very used to it. Starzo, though, one of the more experienced members, of course, and
30 seconds left.
captain of the Gentlemate ship, doing well so far. Going to keep control over towards A, and it becomes very, very obvious at this point where Fnatic are probably going to head.
Dart dealt with here, so not going to be a freebie. Boaster probably going to be caught on his cross here. Bippo to clean up as well. Alpha can't get anything done. Beautiful hold here from Gentlemates. Vekash will get at least a consolation, but it's a second on the board for the mates. Crashy's already up on the Hunter's Fury, given that 3K and the plant in the pistol. Again, late round just to try and see if they can catch Gentlemates off guard. Again, similar to the confidence discussion for Gentlemates for Fnatic here, just sending out the feelers. You've got basically the benefit of sitting back and watching a much deeper map pool demonstration yesterday. I'm expecting any major adaptations from Fnatic, but certainly you'd hope identifying some weaknesses to try and bring into today's series.
Again, the previous time, second map in that series against BBL, going 15-13 in the end. So hard fought for plenty of info. And contact made. Glyph actually outdoes Crashies. Hold on. There's something about this one. A nice little temperature check there, keeping Fnatic honest.
See Martin falling here. Obviously Hunter's Fury off the cards now for Fnatic. Trying to make their way back towards B, but still 2 players comfortably tucked in here on B side. Bippo actually stepping forwards here, and you're absolutely right, Mini. Looking to get into back lines.
Oh, this is marvelous timing too. Couldn't be better. And he just has to play patient. They have the numbers on the site. Vekash given a freebie. I don't know where Starzo was hoping to get to in that. Maybe not expecting that level of progress, but Alpha gets caught off in the back lines. So now caught in between a rock and a hard place. Mini gonna get cleared. Boaster's given them an opportunity to fight forward. It's Bippo on the site, and Glyph still with just that Sheriff to try and keep this in check. Now they've stabilized there. I thought there was more of a chance for Gentlemates in that. But Fnatic are able to get across the line in that first buy.
Again, not sure if I caught it, but you saw the wall placed in the pre-round, but I'm not sure where it's adjusted to. The fact that Mini's got here undetected. Again, Alpha's eyes are always going to be towards site until they get a kill or get some sort of control there. You can't really fault him for being the one to fall, but again, I'd have to go back and look at that. You saw it placed in the pre-round, and then I'm not sure if I did catch it elsewhere.
I'm really not sure. And look, in reality, a great bonus for Gentlemates. Like they'll be happy even in the loss, but you
Massive
saw a chance of a win, right? It's like that potential was there. So a really nice first attempt at more of an even battle, but now we have Bpo's ult ready to go. Glyph only one off as well, so a couple of key ults there. Crashies has his ready.
Beckat's just 1 point away though. I'm probably going to get it off the orb here. So 2 big ultimates here in terms of the initiators for Fnatic.
Okay, so they've already got one on site. Waiting for the flash up behind. They seem completely unawares that Kayak could have been this deep. Absolutely caught off guard. Maybe expected them to scale up with that ult, but with Kayak so deep on this angle already, gives them the freebie on Mini. So Plant now in play, and Fnatic very diligent in their investment of ultimates, but here we go. Going to try and build off the back of this. Nice. Crashy's caught and does get taken out of the equation.
Kayak's still here though.
Kayak is still here. They should be aware there's a chance, and Martin maybe picking up where he left off. Fabulous impact, and he's been cleared. Here we go, maybe. There is perseverance on the Gentlemates side. Pulling that one off. I didn't think Martin would be able to even look towards that level of form again. Keep in mind, he was on for a 39 kills at the end of that series. But here, exceptional work.
So we're calling a Misty multi-kill for a reason yesterday. Another 3K to the tally. David, Kayak just able to get forward, but it's only 1 kill. In this situation, he has to go absolutely nuclear to turn this back in their fate. Oh, Martin just hit lovely, fantastic shots. Certainly a huge positive if you can get a player like him, especially considering yesterday, as you've said, online early in this series.
If the system allows him to play like this, if whatever it is works for him this consistently, I'm really impressed. I'm thoroughly impressed already with this start. Fnatic looked like they had the keys to the castle. Again, they had good access towards site. It felt like they'd scaled up well, but mates are in decent control here. Still a bit of a broken bike. Kayak gonna have the rifle. Guardian out for Alpha. And then just a couple of pistols to round it out. So nothing major. They certainly haven't had their way of things with this B take. Something that Fnatic kind of spammed a little bit. We see them kind of go for these over and over again hits, which have worked relatively well in the past. Here, not the case.
No, calling a full pivot here towards A. Already Mini has made moves across. Yeah, not sure what they saw that set this in motion. Stars are going to be put on high alert though. Both are looking to pressure towards his position. Nobody holding the choke point right now, so they might even let them pass.
Yeah, I think they're going to let them through here. Maybe a refight towards Heaven? Yeah, okay, so a check for Boaster. The call should be made, but again, mates seem like they want to try and keep a bit of control here as Kayak's trying to get behind the wire. Not able to go too far, going to feel some of that resistance already. Now, with late presence towards Heaven, maybe they can control some of this retake space and funnel them through CT, but it's still a massive overwhelm and an outgun in favor to Gentlemates.
Absolutely is. Both are the one to be a late round piece here. Time is ticking away for Gentlemates. Yeah, they make moves.
And there is going to be an ult. That's Crashies coming through. So that does buy a fair amount of time. Looking for hopefully a tag as well in this Vekash. So try and play around the smoke, but Kayak's only going to get one. Needed a bit more than that. The one with the weapon, and the rest being cleared up. Out for the Guardian, can't snap in time, but Boaster. Nice try, but mates, very calm on that playback through.
Wondering if Boaster did have another star remaining here to try and buy some more time. It was a little bit dicey. Hunter's Fury sent out in anticipation of potentially losing that fight on the site itself. Unfortunately, Crashies can't convert much on the back of it. It may be just a tag here. I believe I saw Kayak got an assist on the back of it, but on that point there, Gentlemates effectively won every single engagement they needed to. We'll see a Fnatic timeout here very early on. At a 4-1 scoreline, maybe just to check in with Milan.
It'll be interesting to see how this kind of adapts and evolves throughout this series, because we kind of thought maybe they could have prepared a decent amount coming into this. been able to see Gentlemates run this as well. Obviously, Fnatic themselves would have needed a break too. They were in that best.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
So it's very hard to kind of see it in that aspect so cleanly.
Again, talking about the series yesterday, I doubt that Fnatic have made huge changes, but certainly have watched that series back, at least here, probably an anticipated veto. There has to be something they've taken away. They're not a team to really shy away from really drilling into the prep aspect, and actually one of the weaker sides, at least early on in kickoff, has been around the mid-rounding. Whether that be Boaster, whether that be the team dynamic itself, but obviously with the changes in game we've seen, it's certainly something that they struggled with early on in kickoff.
Yeah.
Against BBL, against Foot, and some of these more drawn-out series, it was something that was so evident.
And speaking of kind of the previous series as well, it's a head-to-head that I'm interested in, because we kind of got to see the side of BBL, Vitality, Fnatic throughout the kind of build-up to this. We didn't quite see mates into the same conversation. It feels like this is the first time we really get to see this team tested by some of those more established teams. They were on the more Na'Vi side. Mini, I mean, it's a dream beginning. They have such a fabulous understanding of what Fnatic are wanting to achieve. Now, fortunately for Crashies, the outrun doesn't go too far, but the hinder's good. And now there's some issues. Crashies could be dead, 30 HP. He is in the trenches, man.
Huge investment towards converting that kill. Alpha now backfilling this space as Mini did rotate towards B. Boaster, a chance here to find a kill, maybe. Can't find it. Mini with a second on the round. VCT a little late to the party, but Alpha, meanwhile, has got all the way behind them.
Can he give him enough, though? The fact that Mini's still here, right? There's still enough space being garnered. The rest can then backfill to it. Alpha trying to slip away a second reset. And Martin wants to find him.
Yeah, look at the respect being shown. The Hunter's Fury being invested as well. Now Martin happy to throw in his ultimate. The 4v2 to try and convert Alpha. We'll find the first, but Mini on the third for the round. And the signature finishing move from Martin to find VCT.
You know you're good at it when I'm seeing Reddit threads of how do we nerf the shorty coming out, right? This guy's been so good at doing that combination with the ult. More often than not, he's got the kill, and he's so confident with it. So, again, iconic in how he's approaching it. But overall, this felt very well handled by mates. And this was something that we were going to be curious about with Fnatic, I guess, stylistically facing off against a team who can play quite fast tempo, who can, you know, be willing to take high-risk sort of approaches. A little bit more, I guess, BBL than it would be a Fnatic style, right? So it's like, Gentlemates so far coming out very much on top, willing to challenge those deeper lines, willing to pressure someone like Crashy, sat on that very passive line. That's not passive at all. Martin is quite comfortable here, to say the least.
Absolutely. Really off to a flying start. Crashy's not going to spot anything on this drone. Starzo, Mini just walking up behind it. Okay. Both will lose their lives for it, though. Starzo gets one, but gives across 2 upgrades here in a wide open A site. Still 3 members alive here for Fnatic, so certainly doable, especially when you consider a divide on top.
Yeah, they've got the tools for this, but retakes are no, I don't say no challenge, but it's something that mates have depended on in the past. They have.
It's been the cornerstone of some of their approaches to maps, for sure. Abyss here being one of them.
Oh, very shouldered up on this, though. Fnatic want that kill. Committed on the angle, both players. This flash from Martin could be a problem. Both turn. Smoke goes in, isolates one. Great from Crashies. Good trade. Glyph going to keep this one interesting. VCT going to deny the scale up from Beepo, leaving just Glyph alive. And I think he knows it. He's not getting a fair fight on this one now.
I'll take the steps away, obviously. A little bit of a retreat here. Still got the fragment to work with, but will be noted that Glyph is not on the spike. So Fnatic will convert their second. A great response here. Starzo Mini taking some liberties for sure, but still continuing with the same trend of aggression here, proactivity to try and dismantle this default of Fnatic.
And I'd really like it if it wasn't against Sheriffs. This is the only round I'd probably maybe slightly want them to temper that aggression. I understand if that's how they want to approach the game in general, heard, but just for now, maybe try and read that tempo a little better. You don't want to give that opportunity over to Fnatic. It's given them that second round, and it's obviously got their finances in a slightly better spot as well. Now on the other side, still fully able to get a purchase going, operator in play for Bippo, but again, still got Mini's ult as well. A couple of key tools to be playing with. Same scenes for Fnatic.
Bippo's got hunted again. Still pressuring this side of the map. VCT will fall. And Fnatic suffering early casualties time and time again in these rounds. And the game plan for Gentlemates is to not allow Fnatic to just sit back on their laurels.
And it's something we've been dreaming of, right? How often we said, why, you know, I want to see a team pressure this Fnatic side, push them a little bit, show them that lack of respect at times, maybe challenge that deeper default. Now, this has been good from Mate so far. Kind of good tempo on it and able to kind of fall away, not overstaying their welcome either. So Fnatic can have to build their way back through. And this then banks on the likes of Kayak. Clears front side, gets himself in, smokes in play. Martin, oh, that's well controlled at the end to take away Boaster, but eventual death is there. But numbers still good for Gentlemates.
Certainly is. A Beepo on an off angle here will catch Kayak. Down to just 2. Crashes one off the ult, but it's a 2v4.
Crash is trying to ignore what's in front of him.
My God.
I mean, he's still got one. That's outrageous. He gets away with one of them. But it's a great clear up from Mini. And again, their composure here, Mike. I love this. It's really hard to get a beat on the speed they're playing at what they want to do. They go from this fast contact approach, initially trying to get that body down, drop them, sit super deep.
And even in terms of the micro here, throwing out some ultimates, you're not going to expect in certain timings or certain situations here, the Fnatic are just completely caught off. What a shot, by the way, from Beepo. Oh, that is beautiful onto Kayak. I thought, seeing it from the other side, I thought he was holding that angle on top side.
And we saw a little bit of highs and lows from Beepo too. We saw a couple of misses there where he was just, it seemed like he couldn't hit him to save his life. Here, off to a belting start, top of the board. 8-4, same as Martin. So, by all accounts, it is smooth sailing for Mates. Whatever that read was, however they wanted to approach this, has been the perfect solution for dealing with Fnatic.
Cliff wisely, I was going to say backing away here, but maintains control of his abilities here. Ready to get back up on top. We'll draw the rotation, we'll draw the TP, more importantly for Martin, but not taken just yet. He's still in mid with the operator, holding down towards Link.
I'm looking at the 2 players at the bottom of mid there. They were looking at it for a sec, but they've actually decided to cancel on the lower approach and go up towards that catwalk. Martin's still safe on this.
Martin's probably heard a step or two. Not sure of the exact distances here, but you can see Fnatic almost anticipating him at top mid here. Divide invested, but there's an immediate confirmation. There's nothing behind it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel threatening at all. And Alpha has to be fast to be able to do that, but still, it is just Alpha trying to create that advantage so far. Starzo, it's a lazy clear in the smoke, but Vekash, just on the spacing alone, going to punish him. Alpha trying to keep them at bay. Trying to buy some time, but one slip through. Once in, Fnatic with a man up here. 4-3. Ooh, can't land that one. Has to peel away, but then sets up Kayak. Composure key. Gonna get them too. Leaving just Glyph alive. And I think he might have to cancel on this one. That was brilliant from Fnatic.
Crucial catch from Alpha as well. In terms of seeing the reposition, knowing the numbers and exactly how to approach a site there. Again, a little limp-wristed in terms of the fake towards B. Immediately the confirmation. So great work from Gentlemates to make the right decision here, but unfortunately, information game still in Fnatic's favor. Crash is on the hunt here, looking for, yeah, catch the timing on him.
Got him. Good recovery. What's the money like as well for Mates now? Because we've had, what, 3 pretty back and forth rounds?
Yeah, I mean, not much left for us to see exactly how, I mean, and how do you pin down Kayak doing that? Not necessarily easy.
Last player standing.
Again, the discipline, as you noted here as well, to ensure the second.
Ready.
So again, purchase, maybe a little off kilter. Couple of rifles here, a couple of pistols. Do have the ultimate from Beepo. A chance here to at least cause some issues for Fnatic and a much deeper hold on this default now. Early conditioning from Gentlemates in full effect. What's Alpha's plan here now towards top mid? 2 players tasked, Martin and Beepo, with making the exploration. No solid information to act upon here.
Now you have to go so deep to even get info on Fnatic in these defaults, right? It's far from simple, but they've at least been able to maybe...
Here.
I was wondering if he was happy sitting there. Beepo seems like he wants a bit more space. And maybe the lack of attention or resistance starts feeling like it might be this B approach. Again, you're just trying to put together the pieces of a very elusive puzzle. Did People hear any of these steps, they've got to know now.
It's going to be noted on the flank at least.
Yeah, but they're willing to take a
Should they
ball.
go forwards?
Ah, Martin just can't quite do it, but Kayak can. Fnatic clearing through the sights. And this should be easy stuff from this point onwards. Again, a lighter buy here for Mates, so don't think it
Certainly
might cure all their woes.
certainly still threat, but dismantled very quickly by Fnatic. And the decision to go forward can't fault that either. Bepo catching a headshot onto Kayak. And just 5 HP now.
Still going.
Yes, certainly wants another chance at this, but crashes to clean things up. Bringing it within 2 now. Vekaj and Crashies both catching a second cycle on their ultimates.
Yeah, I'm about to say, did they invest 2 ults here as well?
Yeah, there's knock one and the Hunter's Fury,
The
yeah.
Hunter's Fury, yes, you're right. I didn't quite catch that one. But again, that's, if you're looking at it big picture, for Fnatic, it makes sense to invest it. They kind of needed this one. This is a necessity. But for Mates, they just cost them 2 of those big ults. It was a bit of a half buy. Not too bad, not too shabby. Now, can they handle the potential early aggression? Does Mates go for it again? I don't think so.
Crashies at least catches a little bit of damage. Vekaj's on the flash out. Just to clear this close angle here.
Oh, Beepo's been noted. Could have been caught there, isn't. Kayak. Gonna have to wait for this one. There's so many bodies here, Mike, but look at the mid-slip. It is Boaster go, and Walkabout is Mini on the Casey. Oh! What a shot! And that's got to be an instant pivot, right? You see Mini there in middle, you got to go.
Glyph's going to hear this, though, noting the intention of Fnatic to repivot back towards B.
Double pump.
If Kayak shows presence here, or Alpha towards mid, it could really throw a red herring in the mix for Gentlemates.
They're really trying to clear mid, and they are. Martin's pried out Boaster from that top mid position. Alpha gives it away, and Starzo's going to know the crossback. No, Crashies, you weren't safe! Starzo goes back for seconds and gets his dinner this time. 27 HP, doesn't have to do much more. He's seen where they're going, he's got the plan. They can invest the ult. Martin going to take it through, spot them away here. Oh, what a bit of work! Fnatic making Gentlemates look a little silly there.
Running rings around them. And the investment comes through from Martin, but Vekaj easily handling the pressure, as he has done time and time again throughout kickoff. Boaster winning out finally in one of these situations. We've seen him struggle previously. I think Crashies just anticipating Starzo's going to back away, but it's such an open angle. Crashies is drifting onto a free angle, untradeable. Now, round 12, the byproduct being a broken buy once more for Gentlemates.
Yeah, looking for that same answer, right, to the same problem, which is run at him, give him a bit of a battle, but apparently Boaster's up for the challenge, and as is the rest of Fnatic. Had enough of the naughtiness, the silliness, as it's just Glyph, who hasn't felt much pressure this time towards that B side of the map. It has been a little focused at the end towards A.
The time for Alpha, checking all 3 angles. At least we'll get the confirmation.
And it feels the second they've identified that weaker side of the map, they have abused it. Handled very well here. And kind of closing out with a strong end for Fnatic. Brilliant start from Mates. Don't think it wasn't easy, but what an adjustment from the Fnatic side.
Your body knows. A sense of victory. Seized when mind, movement, and gear ignite as one. Now, step into your zone. Designed to win.
Well, if you tuned in at the start, you might have had some high hopes there for Mates, and rightly so. It was a brilliant beginning, but the problem-solving came through, Mike. Fnatic identified which side of the map they wanted to start abusing and pressuring. And, well, we can see the scoreline. 6 apiece here, though, however. Fresh start on the other side.
Just looking forwards here. And Martin, again, having impact is certainly one of the things we've talked about coming out of yesterday's series. Slight taper off towards the end, but absolutely understandable in terms of the amount of heavy lifting he was doing.
God, yeah.
One thing I've noticed, a lot more muted on stage today, even in the Mates' victories in terms of round wins. Whether that is fatigue, exhaustion, or the energy being a little different today. Certainly something they were able to ride that wave perfectly yesterday versus a team like BBO, who was obviously very active in terms of the stage dynamic.
There. To be fair, Fnatic will give it back to you too.
I was going to say, don't get Alpha fired up.
Yeah,
maybe that's why. Maybe that's it's the counter strat.
We've had to deal with 5
yeah.
Turkish men being pissed off at us. Maybe we just leave this one alone for now. As it stands. Okay, speaking of Alpha, yeah, okay, it's Martin's got his number. I'm not sure where he caught him on that. Maybe just on the back of sight, maybe? Or a spam into that smoke.
Look at Vakaj, though. Making moves immediately. I'm not sure if Mini's heard this, because he's positioned holding for it. It's a beautiful read of the situation. Vakaj is going to have a ton of bodies heading his way.
Do you check this corner, though?
I mean, moving like this, surely.
Yeah, looks like it. I mean, still handled. Vakaj!
Sensational! What is that? I was talking about him stepping up for Fnatic in certain situations. What a delivery here in the pistol.
30 seconds left.
Any hopes of establishing themselves here for the pistol for Gentlemates after Alpha falls so early. But again, I think the paranoia is it. Glyph's not on the angle, Martin's not on the angle. They're expecting a second player to be pushing out from A. No way Vakaj is there solo, right? No way, surely. The spacing just allows Vakaj to absolutely pick them apart.
Too suppressed.
Looking to line something up again here. In towards the smoke, crashes here. Was alongside Kayak as well. That's a big shot, Dar.
Yeah, that's winded me seeing it. Kayak. Oh, Vakaj, just simple stuff for them. Again, easiest round. Martin. Oh, still got 1. But overall, have to talk about Vakaj too. You're filling big shoes, man. Like, let's be real. I think a lot of us were keeping our eyes on that adjustment. And he's suited it very nicely. So comfy stuff in the second here. Fnatic up to 8. Mates now with an opportunity to get a buy.
So I'm not sure if where the weapon ended up.
Did it fall off?
Maybe. I don't think we will see in the replay, but again, not necessarily going to impact Fnatic's buy too much. Well, other than Boaster. Again, protecting the following purchase here. And already, Vakaj, 17 and 8, yes, but 12 assists. We saw previously. I mean, there was, I can't remember which map it was, but he almost had like 10 more assists than he did have kills, and he was still like double positive in terms of his KD.
A talented man. Blending in brilliantly. Fun early days. As Mates now with the buy.
They've got to get one. I've got to say it. They have to get one on the board early here in the second half. If you open the pistol with an ace for Fnatic, you're really hoping Gentlemates can turn the tides early on. We know how Fnatic can be once the ball gets rolling. That momentum comes into play.
Well, they want to try and explore this A side, it looks like it, and it's been red. Fnatic have bodies on the way, but there's that 3-2 split, so...
I was just looking at that, I didn't even realise Vakaj actually already has his ult as well.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, very early.
I should have known, but...
Probably, yeah. Oh. Did quite well round one, I think. Glyph and Mini have got some great timing here. Now they have to get the sort of attention draw towards main correct. There was only 3 noted on the knife earlier. So the penny has dropped. There's something
Alpha's
going
gonna
on.
clear this.
Yeah, Alpha's absolutely like a dog with a bone. He's hunting him down, man. He wanted them dead quick. They have exchanged sight for it, but they've addressed the split on this. Beepo's kill, though, might give him a chance.
Still have the ultimate here. Got the upgrades as well. It's only crashes on the Bulldog for sure, but rifles in hand now for Fnatic.
Yeah, but Crashy's position might be an interesting one here. There's the ult. Crashy's getting closer.
Starzo's looking here. Well, now he's not.
Ah, the turn. But he doesn't get the kill. Crashy's just going to force him away. That's not quite good enough here. Fnatic...
They flipped the site, though.
Yeah, they've herded them back sight, but they still need to get these kills, and the wide swing for Beepo is brilliant. Vekash! Observers, it's time to learn the lesson. Today we are watching Vekash every time we can. This guy is having a game. Show me those last 2 again in the replay, because I want to see how he got them both.
So much space for Fnatic to play with here in the retake. Even with Crashy's struggling on the first, certainly struggling on the second. Oh, Vekash, the accidental onto Martin.
What are you doing? The gods are smiling for Fnatic now. Come on, man! Where are you going, bro?
I said now the momentum in full effect. Once Boaster's up, Alpha's the next for sure. Give him a round now. I'm sure you'll see him on his feet. Genomates will throw investment in here. Just Stinger's on a Sheriff, but trying to make something work here in round 16.
All gone. Dart up, time to scale. We were talking about how well they were committing to these, how good their scaling was, how they were crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Alpha's still going to go down swim, but it's Beepo, top of the site, spins around on a dime, getting 2 with the Stinger, and at least getting them a plant.
Revealing area. Spike planted.
Crash, he's not good
They're
at
all
that.
just taking turns, man! Every time! Who is it to get the 2K now? Hey, do you remember the lesson we learned before? I'll let you get away with it, because it's Glyph Alive trying to put up some numbers here. Man, he's just trying to stay alive. Clearing through, the pennies already dropped. They already know the underhand flash. He's managed to evade it. Stunning work from Glyph. 14 HP though. This is tough stuff. But Vekash ain't losing today.
There's a chance there, Glyph able to slip away from that flash. Alpha showing a little bit of frustration there with only getting 2 in that situation. Even so, doing God's work on the first. That kill to Starzo's nuts.
This.
Yeah, Crash is struggling with the Bulldog, but here, very precise.
No, that's not like this.
Vekash showing a little bit of bravado. After a few big rounds now, 20 and 8. Top of the board for Fnatic.
God,
Almost back on another ultimate, by the way.
Yeah, just cycling through it, man. That's actually wild. 10-6. And I think you said it right, though, at the very start of this, after the, obviously, pistol round with Vekash involved, you need to get one on the board fast.
Yeah.
If you're mates, because once that confidence there, once they feel out the game,
Nobody said,
everyone's getting 2 kills.
For the side of Fnatic, nobody said a word in the first half.
Nope.
There was nothing.
Chilling. Now, I'm a little bit scared for mates because it can just compound here. They do have a couple of big ults to play with. They have a buy in hand. If there was going to be a round for it, it's got to be this one. So hence the timeout, right? Get everything right for it. Give yourself the best chance possible. But what do they choose? Do they go toward Vekash, who's been terrifying on
Pick
A?
your poison, right?
Do you want to go towards Alpha, who just got 2 and made it look far too easy? I don't know where I'd go.
Do have the benefit here, Martin and Beepo both having their ultimates available. Rifles in hand for Gentlemates, so I want to see an immediate result coming out of the timeout for sure. Kayak, we kept in check by the dart initially. He's now going to be conscious of somebody making progress up mid. TP sent forward, and Martin's going to pop his ult now to explore the backlines. What's behind B site here? See on the minimap, Alpha has his setup littered alongside Boaster.
Not seen him either yet. Kayak going to take away Glyph, and there's problems on this. it felt like Fnatic were quite ready for it, sitting very deep here, allowing almost space to be taken, and then crunching on the way back. Look at the ult on top here. Alpha's going to get that going. And now a chance for another strike. Kayak, he wants more. 3 already, 4, make it near on 5. Crashes takes away the final one, but man, they're taking turns.
Alpha's all forcing Gentlemates to reposition here. I'm not sure what Kayak catches, whether or not he even sees the TP go past, but to get onto Glyph so quickly is just beautiful. Gentlemates just suffocated, no room to breathe here. Trying to approach B site. Both ultimates invested, by the way. Talking about Martin and Beepo having theirs online for a buy round, it amounts to nothing.
Revealing area.
This is where I'm starting to worry that the problem solving and the ability to bound back, all of those things that we saw were sitting with Gentlemates, might be feeling really hard today. That extra push, that ability to have faith in those adjustments. Exhaustion will be weighing heavy on their shoulders. So they go again, this time with less. Look how disconnected Alpha's sitting on this site, sitting super deep here, willing to give up a bit of space, but he's taking a look, playing toward the smoke. Does have Kayak up towards heaven. Mate's delayed. Kayak takes a look.
Be able to get onto this angle. Beepo going to be caught here, potentially. Flash is good, though.
He's so confident. He's playing too confident almost. And it has cost them their lives here, and Mate's with a chance. Upgrade for Martin. Oh, quick beheading. Boaster, heads rolling. So Vekaj and Crashies, you got 5 to find.
Surely not. A 2v5. Both players delivering so far in this map. Really miles off there. Big ping off the knife, but Beepo swings ahead of the curve here to find the cash.
And I think that will be pretty much the cancel. Can do a bit of work on the way out, but it will be
I was going to say,
called on that.
Stop now. One more, and he's got Hunter's Fury to bring into the next. Obviously, Mate's looking for upgrades here to potentially bank some money. With it being such a huge deficit. A few more rounds left to find some comfort. Yeah, this is almost just brute force and ignorance from Gentlemates, and I don't think Fnatic are expecting them to... Well, we've seen Gentlemates do this a few times, right? If our plan is just dismantle and we don't really even get to play the round, let's do the same thing again the next.
Yeah, pretty much.
We've seen it happen. We saw it on Corrode as well, one of the most, I think, apparent or obvious examples of that. Here, able to get finally a response to address that deficit.
And it was just, in my mind as well, Alpha and Kayak just so willing to brawl instantly, just swinging ahead, taking very confident challenges, trying to maybe compound the problems and just press further on the issue. Beepo's got to be careful. Kayak is not far away from this, and he'll hold this space for a second. Alpha sitting safe on site. I think Beepo's got a good idea. That was, I mean, maybe a little bit too far for Alpha, unnecessary potentially. Giving Beepo the opportunity to crack open one of these sides of the map. Kayak, though,
there's no way he checks this close.
Yeah, it's perfect for him.
Now they know they can dig their heels in on 8. Beepo's considering a rotation now, but actually, with the stars being placed...
I don't want to go towards this man, though. He scares the life out of me. You see what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like it's normal with him. Martin's trying to put up a performance, but Vekaj is looking like he is literally inhuman right now. What the hell did he just do?
The immovable object for Fnatic. Again,
Go B.
He literally shoots the clone and just gets a freebie.
I'm sure that is a clone.
It wasn't even through the clone.
No.
In the kill feed, it doesn't say it's...
Where's that gone?
It was the first bullet as well.
He's done this twice now. What's happening? Riot Games might need to check him PC. Check that gun. Check that skin.
Oh no. That's something you don't want to say. You do not want to hear that name coming out of the Fnatic comms today. Will be a timeout called here by the Gentlemates. ahead of round 20.
Every now and then you see that elevated trash talk, and of course it's Crashies. That
Oh, yeah,
America's
dude,
influence,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we've had some...
You can take the boy out of Americas. You cannot take the Americas out of the boy.
No, it's the second, even my stomach dropped. I'm just like, oh no, leave him alone, man. It's been a rough couple of days, bro. God damn. Ooh, okay, 7-12, right? The issue is that the A site feels closed because the gods have blessed Vekaj with the world's best Vandal that apparently gets you 2-for-1s. Bullet goes to player, even when not C player.
Magic bullet.
Magic. Word EXE. For mates, it just feels like there's only the B site. So it's like we're playing a one-site map. Off we go.
Yeah, it's not exactly felt much easier on the other side either. Now Kayak going forward once more. Wasn't noted in terms of his exact early round, but obviously did punish the operator here previously. Now, Beepo's going to address that immediately and find the headshot.
Beepo's kind of nice with it too. Like, if he gets more consistent, really exciting prospect to watch. But at this point, he wants more than consistency. He wants the damn round. Alpha's still on the side. Boaster's here with him. And they've not even played a little bit deeper on this. They've sat a little bit further back. Maybe could be caught off and unawares, but a great trade from Mini, and Boaster just feels irrelevant to the impact there.
Thank God for X-Ray, is all I'll say.
Yes, I didn't know what was happening.
No.
I just named in the kill feed.
Hunter's Fury here.
And it's
they have to get away from default. We've just heard Mini's reposition on the backside of the divide.
Right? Vekaj is getting closer. 2 flashes, still got the nade as well. He can clip. I mean, yeah. Ooh! Oh dear. Oh, all right, Starzo.
I'm sure he did like 90 damage from there, by the way. Like, what?
How far has that just worked?
Okay. Able to turn things round. Vekaj and Crashies obviously having ultimates here, but not necessarily a clear opportunity to use them.
Nothing was clear this round, it felt like.
There were 2 smokes that went up there, just everyone was just like, guys, you stand on the outside of this one, I'll stand on the inside of this one. You wrap around to default. Great call to freeze, though, from Gentlemates to wait out. Initially, Alpha's wall going up. Like I said, the smokes to support that.
Oh, Crashy's feeling some... Oh, awesome pressure! He's been absolutely slaughtered, and Vekaj has to respect this. Maybe it took that level of confidence to come from Martin, but they've opened the door. Finally, the A-side looking back and available for business.
One will come in here. See, tons of info here. The back of the knife, but not necessarily painting a picture of this post plant. Glyph got to go huge again here on the flank.
And the timing's a bit weird. He does have help here. Mini's kind of nearby, but Mini just kind of left a sacrifice. What is that? Oh my God, I thought he was going to do it again. This is now getting a bit messy. It's down to 3v2. Boaster and Alpha. Boaster's noted. Where the hell's Alpha in this one? Oh, okay, another shorty kill. Are we being inspired by Martin here? Like, what is this? My shorty doesn't do this stuff, but Boaster, the time's gone pretty much on this. And I think he knows it. There's Beepo.
Last player standing.
Ain't gonna get out of that one.
Again, potentially here. I'll have to see what the knock-on effect is. I think Gentlemate's going to be able to get 5 rifles on the board, but certainly a costly round. Have to see exactly how it settles. I mean, Fnatic, last few rounds, quietly been stacking ultimates. Vekaj, even in slow-mo, still able to find headshots with relative ease. And actually, the purchase isn't very well protected behind this. I mean, obviously, Fnatic win. Necessarily caused a very different issue. But you want to see this clean now for Gentlemates. They haven't got any ultimates online here, closest being Starzo and Mini. So again, these next few rounds,
good turn things.
they're going to be up, well, we're still uphill.
Yeah, for sure. I'm liking they're still fighting them. I'm impressed. Martin, it may not be on for the 40, but he's still sitting way top of the board. He's doing really, really well here. Kayak, gotta be careful. Costing a little bit of that util on the way in, but tentative in approach. Mate's not really wanting to overcommit yet. This is the furthest they're exploring so far.
Beepo and Mini going to be able to get right behind Alpha here. And only Sheriff in hand for him. Some util to work off. Rotation coming through here. Kayak and Crash, he's going to potentially get caught here, completely unaware of the possibility.
Brilliant read, absolutely brilliant read. They've done everything right on this. Completely manipulating the rotations. Lovely work. In zone, flawless. Mates are showing some of that, I guess, resilience at this point. The fact that they've fought back this far and forced Fnatic to the timeout.
The second positive, to be honest with you. Talking about early on getting some confidence rounds on the board. At least here showing that they've still got something left in the tank to at least approach this best of 5 versus Fnatic with, but not necessarily a fresh outlook, but maintaining the same sort of tenacity as they did yesterday versus BBL. So it must have been, just in terms of outcome, but the nature of those first 3 maps going the distance time and time again, they are exhausting maps to play.
And trying to reset mentally is always the interesting part, and if they can, because it's one thing to look at this detached like we are, right? We're watching the game, we're not in it, but you've been conditioned so many times throughout that series of how it went, how you felt, you know, it was going to go, maybe losing out at the very end there. Absolutely devastating as a player to go through. So to come back in with a fresh mindset, not feel that sort of influence from this previous series is a skill in itself. Now, Fnatic have learned that lesson, right? Some of maybe the players are a little bit newer to it, sure, but still it's something. Yeah, they've been there. They've had to come back and kind of reset mentally and approach it as a fresh game. But for Mates, yes, there are some more experienced players, but maybe not to this sort of, I guess, extent, right? So we go back in. Now, they've forced enough out of Fnatic, but they still have 3 ults on the Fnatic side to potentially lean on here.
Caution.
They're not far off the other 2.
I was going to say, Fnatic quietly have been stacking chips the last few rounds. Able to, I was going to say avoid there, but Beepo actually revealed. Kayak going to try and get onto a deeper line. Starzo now trying to posture up a little bit in mid. And no harm, no foul in terms of this early default for Gentlemates. Kayak, again, holding nothing back, will reveal the operator is on the table.
Good work from Mates to even clear that though as well, right? They're doing that protocol list really nice. Making sure they're crossing the T's and dotting the I's and just forcing Kayak back a little bit deeper. Keeps that information game, I wouldn't say in their favor, but a bit more even, right? Gonna clear the wall. This is all around the minute mark. So they've done kind of good things both sides of the map here.
Now is the read on point from Fnatic here, because nothing past the wall. Alpha slips deeper towards site. Already Vekaj making moves across. Yeah, Kayak's just hard anchoring with this operator. Mates might be walking into the blender here. Once more on B.
They've been really good at this scaling though. The synergy's been right. They've been able to make it work. Alpha is going to be noted as well. They know 1 towards heaven. I don't know how he's alive. Martin is living by a hope and a prayer, but he finally goes down. Good trade from Starzo, and he tries to dig a bit deeper, goes for a follow-up, but it's back. Vekaj, out of all of them, don't face him. 10 seconds, and it's all on Mini.
10 HP as well.
Oh God, this is a rough set of numbers for him to work with. As Crashies and Kayak get closer, the shock darts are still in effect. And he's going to call in the ult, trying to force the hand of Crashies. Staying alive barely. Here's a great shot from Mini. But to do it again, to find another, he can't do it. Fnatic deal the final.